everything you think you know about London. You only need this 3-day itinerary to take you behind the scenes. We're doing the full Wizarding World studio tour, conquering the most iconic royal palaces, and finding the best real street food at Borough Market. It's packed with local secrets and time-saving tips you won't find anywhere else. Hit that like and subscribe button, and let's make every minute count. Day 1. London's royal icons and Riverside landmarks. Morning, Buckingham Palace. Start your first day in London at Buckingham Palace, the official residence of the British monarch and one of the few royal palaces still fully operating today. If you're visiting during the summer months, the staterooms are usually open. When they are, grab a timed ticket. A standard ticket costs about $40. These are spectacular, opulent rooms filled with royal furnishings, sculptures, and paintings. This is also where you find the famous balcony, used by the royal family for events like Trooping the Colour, coronations, and weddings. The palace grounds also include the Queen's Gallery, a dedicated space where important works of art and jewels from the royal collection are displayed. The exhibits are rotated throughout the year. This is a great, calm add-on if you have the London Pass and love royal history. Insider tip: do not miss the world-famous Changing of the Guard ceremony. It usually happens on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. The marching action starts around 10:45 a.m., leading up to the formal handover. Late morning, Westminster Abbey. Next, head to Westminster Abbey. This isn't just a church, it's arguably the most historically important building in the entire UK. For nearly 1,000 years, every major royal milestone has happened right here, from coronations to state funerals. The current Gothic building dates back to 1245, but the Abbey's royal connection began long before that. William the Conqueror was crowned here in 1066, and more than 40 British monarchs have followed. Once inside, you're surrounded by history. You'll find elaborate tombs, stunning memorials, and chapels dedicated to poets, scientists, prime ministers, and over 40 British monarchs. It's the final resting place for thousands of notable figures. A general entry ticket costs about $40, which includes a helpful audio guide. There's also a lot to see, so make sure you use that guide. It helps you understand what you're looking at instead of rushing past centuries of history. Insider tip: Westminster Abbey is included with the London Pass. Even with the pass, always check the opening hours in advance. This is an active church, so certain areas will close earlier on days with scheduled services. Afternoon, Big Ben. Your next stop is Big Ben, the famous clock tower beside the Palace of Westminster. Most people use Big Ben to refer to the tower itself, but the name technically belongs to the large bell inside. The structure is officially called Elizabeth Tower, renamed in 2012 to honor Queen Elizabeth II. Since 2023, visitors can climb the tower on an official guided tour. The route follows a narrow 334-step spiral staircase up to the belfry where the Great Bell hangs. Along the way, your guide explains the history of the tower and the mechanics behind the clock. Tickets cost about $46 and must be purchased in advance. Tours are extremely limited. Tickets are released on the second Wednesday of every month at 10 a.m. local time, and they sell out quickly. You can only buy them directly through the UK Parliament website. If you can't secure a spot, the exterior is still a quick and worthwhile stop, and you'll be right next to the rest of Westminster's landmarks. Westminster Bridge. Westminster Bridge sits directly beside Big Ben and is one of the 35 bridges that crosses the River Thames, connecting the north and south banks of the city. Once you step onto the bridge, you are directly across from the Palace of Westminster, the very heart of British democracy, where the House of Commons and the House of Lords meet. The palace was originally built as the residence of the Kings of England, but several fires over the years destroyed large parts of it. After these events, the monarchy relocated to other palaces while the government continued to operate here. A major reconstruction in the 19th century restored the building and reshaped much of what you see today. If Parliament is in session during your visit, watch for the extra activity around the entrance facing the bridge. You'll see the center of UK politics in action. Regency Cafe. Time for a proper meal. Head straight to the Regency Cafe. This classic spot opened in 1946 and retains its original black and white tiles and straightforward counter service. It's remained a popular London spot for decades. The menu's all about traditional British comfort food, served in generous, filling portions. You can expect classic plates of eggs, bacon, sausage, baked beans, and toast. The food comes out fast. Most meals cost around $10 to $15. The cafe is often busy, so expect a queue outside. Don't worry, service is famous for being quick and direct. It's a fast, filling, and classic London break. Late afternoon, Trafalgar Square. After your proper British lunch, head north to Trafalgar Square. This is one of London's most iconic public spaces, instantly recognizable by the towering Nelson's Column and the massive Black Lion statues that guard its base. Right at the back of the square is the magnificent National Gallery. Entry is completely free, and the museum holds massive European masterpieces by artists like Van Gogh, Da Vinci, and Picasso. You can pop in for a quick dose of culture, or continue straight to your next destination. Evening, Covent Garden. From Trafalgar Square, it's just a short walk to Covent Garden, central London's most famous and vibrant district. In the evening, the main square and arcades come alive with shops, cafes, and fantastic street performers. The whole area has a steady buzz, making it easy to stroll and soak up the atmosphere. You'll find side streets packed with boutiques, well-known brands, and small independent shops tucked between the main arcades. Everything's close together, so you can browse several spots without rushing. Insider tip: some of the best shops sit just outside the main square. Look along Neal Street and the nearby lanes for quieter corners. Dinner at the Delaunay. For dinner, head to the Delaunay, a classic European-style restaurant known for its polished service and steady, reliable menu. The setting is calm and professional, modeled after the grand cafes of Vienna. The real draw is the menu, which specializes in refined, Central European classics done exceptionally well. Look for standout dishes like authentic schnitzel and goulash alongside their famous steak frites. Most main courses fall into the $25 to $40 range with generous portions. The Delaunay is popular throughout the week, so a reservation is highly recommended, especially in the evening. Late evening, London Eye. Ready for the grand finale of the day? Walk across the river for a late evening ride on the London Eye. It's the absolute best way to finish your day, grabbing amazing views of the city twinkling below. The ride takes about 30 minutes. You get totally clear views the whole way up as you glide above the Thames. In the dark, the view is magical. See all the famous landmarks lit up like Big Ben, the Palace of Westminster, and the South Bank. Tickets start from roughly $40, and you can grab a fast track option if you hate waiting in line. Day 2, London's historic icons and Riverside classics. Morning, St. Paul's Cathedral. Start day 2 at St. Paul's Cathedral. This is one of the most important churches in the country and a landmark you've likely seen in every photo of London's skyline. The current structure was completed in the early 1700s and has played host to major national ceremonies ever since. Inside, you can explore the stunning mosaics, the spacious nave, and the crypt, which holds memorials dedicated to countless famous British figures. If you want the full experience, you should climb the dome. The route takes you through the famous Whispering Gallery and all the way up to the outdoor Golden Gallery, which offers a spectacular 360-degree view over central London. A standard ticket for the cathedral floor, crypt, and dome is about $30. St. Paul's opens early, so arrive first thing to beat the rush and get a quieter, more reflective look around. Insider tip: when you reach the Whispering Gallery, stand against the wall. The acoustics here are so unique that a voice whispered on one side of the gallery can be clearly heard 100 feet away on the opposite side. Give it a try. Morning, Tower Bridge. Time to head for the river. Walk over to Tower Bridge, the stunning landmark with the tall stone towers and bright blue walkways. This piece of Victorian engineering opened in the late 1800s, designed with a clever lifting system that still works today, letting massive ships pass through the Thames. While crossing at street level is free, grab a ticket for the Tower Bridge exhibit. This is where the fun starts. You get to walk high up the walkways, including sections with terrifying glass floors, before heading down to the original Victorian engine rooms to see how the whole lifting mechanism works. Entry is about $15. If you want to catch the legendary roadway lift in action, make sure to check the official schedule online. They post the exact times in advance. Late morning, Tower of London. Time to dive into real London history. The Tower of London has stood here since 1066, first built by William the Conqueror as a fortress. Over the centuries, new buildings were added, destroyed, rebuilt, and expanded, which is why different parts of the complex look like they come from completely different eras. The tower has been many things: a royal home, a prison, a place of executions, a treasury, and today, a major UNESCO World Heritage Site. The main highlight is the crown jewels. This is where you'll see crowns, coronation pieces, and ceremonial items used by British monarchs for hundreds of years. The collection is tightly protected, but the viewing line moves steadily, and you get a clear look at everything inside. A general ticket is about $40. Make sure you arrive before the last admission. This stop takes time, and you don't want to rush through its most important sections. Insider tip: don't just wander. The best way to experience the tower is to join the first available Beefeater tour when the gates are open. Their full tours are hilarious, irreverent, and usually run just once or twice in the late morning before they switch to shorter talks. Afternoon, Borough Market. Time to reward yourself after all that history. Head straight to Borough Market for lunch. This is one of London's oldest and wildest food markets, and by the early afternoon, it's in full swing, serving up incredible food from every corner of the globe. It's a sensory overload. You'll find everything here from fresh pastries and artisanal cheeses to amazing Indian street food and hot gourmet sandwiches. This is true street food. You'll spot something delicious, buy it, and enjoy it standing right where you are. Most meals or plates fall in the $10 to $20 range. The whole market is tucked right under the railway lines, giving it a lively, bustling atmosphere that makes it super easy to graze your way through the countless stalls. Late afternoon, Shakespeare's Globe. Now let's take a trip back to the 1600s. Walk over to Shakespeare's Globe, the stunning modern reconstruction of the original open-air theater. It was faithfully rebuilt just steps from the original site and follows the same circular wooden design that Elizabethan audiences would have known. The best way to see it is by joining a guided tour. You'll learn exactly how productions worked in Shakespeare's time and what it took to recreate this unique space today. The tour takes you into the seating areas and the standing yard, so you can see where the famous groundlings used to watch the show. Tickets usually run between $10 to $30 depending on the day. Tours run consistently throughout the afternoon, giving you plenty of time to fully explore this iconic stage. Millennium Bridge. Right outside the Globe, head straight onto the Millennium Bridge. This sleek modern steel footbridge is a fantastic contrast to the historical sites you've just seen. It connects the South Bank directly to St. Paul's Cathedral. The best part? The entire bridge is designed to give you a perfect framed view straight onto St. Paul's magnificent dome as you cross the Thames. It's pedestrian only, so you can walk across in peace without traffic noise or distraction. This is a quick crossing, but it offers some of the best, most wide-open views of the river and the landmarks on both banks. Evening, dinner at Dishoom. Finish your day in East London by heading to Brick Lane, a fantastic neighborhood famous for its vibrant street art, vintage shops, and the best South Asian food in the city. By evening, the area is buzzing with energy, making it a perfect spot to settle in for dinner. Your essential stop is Dishoom, London's most popular Bombay-inspired restaurant. The menu's full of comfort food masterpieces served with incredible flavor. From the famous black dal simmered for hours to the chicken ruby curry, fantastic grilled kebabs, and fresh naan made to order. Portions are generous, and every dish is packed with flavor. Most mains cost between $15 to $25. Dishoom is famous for its long lines, especially at dinner, so make sure to get your name on the list early. It's definitely worth the wait. Day 3, Studio Tour and City Highlights. Morning, Warner Brothers Studio Tour. Time to step into the wizarding world. Start day 3 with the Warner Brothers studio tour. The actual sound stages where all 8 Harry Potter films were brought to life over a decade. This is your chance to walk straight onto the real, iconic sets, stroll through the Great Hall, wander down Diagon Alley, peek into the Gryffindor Common Room, and see Dumbledore's office. Every major section of the films is here, recreated exactly as it was on screen. You'll also see the detailed costumes, props, magical creatures, and special effects setups. The behind-the-scenes displays explain exactly how the spells and magical illusions were created. Tickets usually include round-trip transportation from London, or you can book entry-only if you're arranging your own travel. Prices vary, but most standard tickets fall between $60 and $70. The average visit inside takes about 3.5 hours, so plan for at least 6 hours total, including travel time. Oh, and don't forget the butterbeer. You'll definitely deserve one during the visit. Afternoon, brunch at the Ivy Kensington Brasserie. Back in central London, reward yourself with brunch at the Ivy Kensington Brasserie. This setting is classic and stylish, offering polished service and an atmosphere that feels like a treat. The menu is a mix of British staples and lighter European dishes. You'll find all the brunch classics like Egg Benedict and fluffy pancakes, alongside reliable lunch plates like fish cakes, shepherd's pie, and grilled meats. Most dishes fall in the $20 to $30 range. The food is plentiful, so you definitely won't go hungry. The Ivy is popular and always busy, so booking your table in advance is essential. Kensington Palace and Gardens. Ready for more royal history? Make your way to Kensington Palace, a lovely royal residence whose history stretches way back to the 1600s. This palace has been home to key figures like Queen Victoria and Princess Diana, and is currently the official London residence of the Prince and Princess of Wales. Inside, you can walk through the state apartments, which display portraits, historic furnishings, and exhibits that change throughout the year. Each section highlights a different part of the palace's story, from its earliest residents to more modern royal life. Afterward, step outside into the peaceful Kensington Gardens. The large open grounds are a quiet green space in central London, perfect for a relaxing stroll. Be sure to visit the long pathways, visit the round pond, or find the statue of Princess Diana in the sunken garden. Tickets usually run between $25 and $30. Since closing times change seasonally, always check the hours for your visit date, as the last admission is usually 1 hour before closing. Insider tip. For excellent value, if you love royal history, look into the Historic Royal Palaces Pass. For about $75, this pass gives you unlimited access to 5 historic sites, including Kensington Palace, the Tower of London, and more. Late afternoon, Hyde Park. Now let's step into the green heart of London. Make your way into Hyde Park, a massive stretch of open lawn and wide paths covering 300 acres. This is one of the city's oldest public parks, offering plenty of space to walk around and explore. Start by heading straight to the Serpentine, the long lake that cuts through the center. You'll see boats on the water and people strolling along the banks, offering clear views across both sides of the park. From there, just follow your curiosity. The pathways are easy to navigate, leading you toward key spots like the beautiful Rose Garden, the Diana Memorial Fountain, or scattered monuments like the Achilles statue. Enjoy a peaceful moment here before heading out for dinner. Evening, fish and chips at Bailey's. To wrap up your final day, head to the Fulham area for some proper British comfort food at Bailey's. It's about a 15 to 20 minute ride by cab or tube from the park, but it's worth the quick trip. Bailey's is a famous local spot that focuses only on making excellent fish and chips. The atmosphere is casual and quick, one of those no-nonsense places where the food truly speaks for itself. Portions are generous, the batter's light and crisp, and everything arrives hot and fresh. You can order your fish grilled or fried, choose your fillet, and add classic sides like mushy peas or tartar sauce for the full traditional plate. Prices are reasonable for London, with most fish and chips plates falling in the $15 to $20 range. If you prefer a spot closer to your area, you can also check out the Mayfair Chippy in Knightsbridge, known for its cleaner take on the same dish. Useful info for spending 3 days in London. Best time to visit. Choosing the best time to visit? London is definitely at its best in late April through June and again in September. Days stay mild, usually between 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 to 21 degrees Celsius. This makes walking the city comfortable, and you can enjoy the major sights without the heavy summer crowds. July and August are warm, but also bring peak tourism. Winter is cold, around 40 to 48 degrees Fahrenheit or 4 to 9 degrees Celsius, but holiday lights and seasonal events give the city a cozy, festive atmosphere. City airport tips. Located about 15 miles or 24 kilometers from central London, the fastest route into the city is the Heathrow Express train to Paddington Station. The journey takes just 15 minutes and costs around $35. For a slower but more affordable option, try the new Elizabeth line, where tickets typically cost around $16. You can also easily find taxis and ride shares at the terminal, with typical trips to central London ranging from $60 to $90 depending entirely on traffic. Where to stay in London? For your stay, consider areas that offer a distinct London vibe. Covent Garden is a popular choice as it puts you near theaters, restaurants, and many major attractions. For a different scene, Shoreditch is the area to be, known for its street art, independent shops, and buzzing nightlife. If you're traveling on a tight budget, you can find hostel beds starting at around $50 per night. Mid-range hotels typically start from $150, with the average price extending up to $300 per night. How to get around London. London's public transport network is your best friend for getting around. You can hop on the famous Underground, often called the Tube, use the extensive bus system, or even take the river services. For payment, skip the paper tickets and use a prepaid Oyster card or simply tap your contactless bank card. Either option offers affordable and convenient access across the city. A day's travel is typically capped at around $15, giving you access to all the city's key areas. Where to eat in London? London offers fantastic dining across its vibrant neighborhoods. For a true taste of historic London, head to Belgravia and find the Grenadier. This classic atmospheric pub serves great British fares like pies and roasts, costing about $25 to $40 per person. For something more casual and buzzing, try Bao in Soho. They specialize in incredible Taiwanese street food, like their signature fluffy pork buns with meals usually running $15 to $25. Finally, for a place focused entirely on plant-based food, Mildred's in Soho is the place to go. They offer creative vegetarian and vegan dishes like gourmet burgers and curries, usually costing around $20 to $30. We did it! 3 days of non-stop action, balancing the ancient history of Westminster Abbey with the modern energy of the South Bank. We skipped the lines and found the best food, ensuring every moment was unforgettable. If this guide helped you plan the perfect trip, hit the like and let us know. Check out the next destination. Your journey through Paris starts right here.